is another turn it the fuck up.
We got history out here, you know it. Listen to these words. He's coming up.
No breeze, feel my rage like a bitch with AIDS. I don't give a fuck. Get up by the nuts like a jock strap. Pop first, we pop back. Where they at? Get them tomorrow, no today. My life's a movie. I'll play GTA. Quentin Tarantino, brought to you by the thug niggas, sponsored by the drug dealers and killers from Cali to.
My man Nick Grant is in the building. We about to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Sarah was talking that shit. Nick Grant can talk some shit. I promise you. 88 Shade 45. Let's go. A major campaign. Shout out to my man Amir Boy. You know what I'm saying? I've been in and out of town, but I you know, once the mixtape dropped, I've seen you all over the place, spitting crazy. You know, letting niggas know that you here, you doing your thing. I salute to you, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, man, for the support from day one.
Most definitely, man. Talk about it. Talk about this new project, 88.
88. You know, I got into hip hop at a very young age. You know, thanks to my big brother who played all this stuff around the crib or whatever.
Okay.
You know, but when I was coming up, you know, 88 was the year I was born.
Okay.
And when I was coming up, they said that was like a golden hip hop year.
Absolutely.
You know, we had all these elite rappers existing at one time. You know, Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, LL Cool J, you know, so on and so forth. So it's in kind of in correlation to that. You know, it ties into that. Especially being that was the year I was born. So 88, it's out right now.
Where are you originally from?
South Carolina.
So coming up in South Carolina, you know, being born in 88, and let's start here. What was the first CD that you remember that you used to listen to all the time?
The first CD on my own, something that I bought.
On your own, not that your brother was playing.
Quimina.
Okay.
It's the first CD I ever bought.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And now, when you look at the landscape of hip hop and being from South Carolina, and you know, watching where it is, like, what does that mean to you? You know.
What is hip hop means?
Because I mean, is it fair to say South Carolina, the last person from South Carolina was signed to Def Jam? Lil Real. Lil Real. And you sound a little different from Lil Real.
Yeah. You have to attribute that to, like, you know, my influences. Like I said, I grew up listening to, like, all these great MCs. I couldn't tell you where my brother got it from. I guess it's just stuff that he really enjoyed. But, you know, Pac, Big, all this stuff I was listening to at a very early age. So it's kind of like in my blood. So I don't know how to express myself a different way.
Right.
You know, it's kind of by default. So.
And who have been some of your most recent inspirations?
Some of my most recent inspirations. Nas, J. Cole.
People will probably compare you to Cole in some fashion, especially kind of your come up.
Yeah, some people do, but I think it's just because of the same influences that we had.
Right.
So.
I would say he reminds me of Nas and Jay-Z. Does that intimidate you at all? Like, do you take that? Are you flattered by that, or is that too much pressure?
I am. I'm still my own person at the end of the day, but I love it because, you know, these are guys that I grew up with. So, yeah, I love it.
You moved to Atlanta in high school?
Yeah, 2002.
So how come, do you think you have any influence from Atlanta?
Very good question. I do. T.I., Ludacris, you know. I told Luda the other day, like, you know, he was like one of the first rappers that I listened to that taught me how to write, like, metaphors. You know, so when I was coming up and I really started getting into hip-hop, you know, he was the guy that was really rhyming, like, the metaphors and similes and all that stuff. So he told me a lot in that way.
So if you came to Atlanta in 2002, I'm just thinking about where hip hop was at that time, and it was you know, an interesting space, comparable to now, where, you know, I guess in like a post like Lupe, Tip, Drake world, where, like, you know, there was a moment where spitters weren't the main thing of the culture. Right now, it's like, you know, bars is very important. There's still other aspects of it, but, you know, you can be one of the biggest in the game, you know, coming from where you come from.
Right. I think the most important thing is just doing you, man. And I feel like the guys that are really rapping are the elite guys in the game, like the Drakes and the Kendricks and the J. Coles and so on and so forth. So I think I feel like it's always been important because that's what it's based upon. So, you know, if you keep doing that, you can't lose. And being yourself and being original at the end of the day, too. Because who can do you better than you? That's the easiest thing to do.
Absolutely. Is the Double XL freshman something that's on your radar?
Definitely. You know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, if it doesn't happen, I'm still gonna work regardless.
Right.
You know.
Do you think that it still is important?
It's very important. It's a big stage, so to be on that is, you know, flattering.
Right.
Very inspiring. So
Right.
I would love to get it, but we're gonna keep working.
Nick Grant is here. I'm gonna play some music that is gonna help out your case for being on that cover.
Oh man, thank you.
Cannon is
Thank
here, Trendsetter Sen, Speaker Fox, Sarah V. Vaughn, Beehive. If you want to talk to him, 80 Day Shade 45 is the number. Let's get to it.